build a referral business. So I'm going to carry a keyboard because it's clicker and wrong. Broken. So who am I? Why do I deserve to be? Why do I deserve to be teaching you? Why should you be listening to me? So I've been a licensed realtor since 2017. I am the commercial agent in this office, or at least last year I was. We'll see. This year. I just got re-ranked. I'm number 3 in all of Philadelphia for real trends, which is very cool. And my re-ranking in PA is 24. Awesome. And my re-ranking nationally went from 639 to 4 something, which is so cool. 445 was on our Instagram. I'm in Gary's mastermind, which is actually one of my big goals every single year. I want to be in that room. Team Hamilton, I want to be in the room where that's really important to me. I'm on the ALC. I've been on the ALC since I became a realtor. It's really important to me to be able to get back to teach. That's one of the things we do on the ALC. We want to make sure we're present. And we want to make sure that like everyone's represented. You know, if someone has a gripe, or they want to see something taught, or they're confused about something, I want someone to be able to come to me and say, like, Alison, I need your help, or can you help me figure out this? Like that's right. That's for me. I love it. I was a 2024 cultural icon. I have 1% of the US. Okay. I have a 4.5-year-old, and boy, she wears me down. That's my big why, right? I want to build a life for him that he's able to inherit a bunch of properties, whether he likes it or not. And I really just want him to be set up for life. He's really cool. It's really important to me also to give back, as I mentioned, but I sit on a board at CHOP. So a little percentage of every one of my transactions goes to funding research at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia. I don't know if you know, but CHOP does a ton of research, and it's really important. So myself and like 30-something other people, we all donate a small sum. We're not big donors, right? We're not donating $200,000 individually, but together, we pulled together $240,000 last year to donate to big causes, and that's a big deal. So that's really cool. I'm a block captain. Does anyone else know what a block captain is? Do we all know what a block captain is? So if we live in a city, every block that is organized should have a block captain. And I took over from my dear friend Maurice, who was our block captain for 20 years. And he was like, I want to step out, and no one else volunteered. I think everyone else stepped back, and that left me standing forward. And I was like, I guess I'm doing this. It is the most thankless job. I got a lot of complaints. So I just handle it with a smile. But hopefully it translates into some business at some point in time. And then I'm the charter of the Women's Council of Realtors in Philly. So if you didn't know that we had a Women's Council chapter in Philly, please talk to me after. I love. Okay. You know, main stage last mega camp, working with buyers, right? That's what I'll also be talking on this coming week. Okay, so why are we here, right? How did I grow a booming referral business, right? The majority of my business, and I'm going to show you it, based on referrals, but all networking is really not boring. I know it's boring because, like, I hear networking and like I can't help my eyes; they just start rolling on their own. I'm like, oh, networking, please don't. But it's actually worth your time. How do you stay top of mind? And then let's go through Q&A. All right, so let's talk about stats. This is stats girl. 2018, I sold 45 units. I did renter, seller, and buyer, so you can really see what's going on here. How we work, right? Those are my units sold. 73% buyers, 17% renters. That's interesting, right? How many people in here focus at all on renters? Great, love it. Do you know that renters are just future buyers? Yeah, it's really important. So let's look at it. Let's break it down even further. We've got buyer sources up there. We've got seller sources and renter sources. I'm sorry, I have to stare at the screen because I don't have this memorized. No, not my other class, but I do have memorized. So let's start with buyers because that's really the majority of it. Repeat referral, 82%. That includes my sphere of influence. It's wild, right? Sellers, 66.7% sphere of influence. Renters, there were only 6, small number. right? But let's really look at what those referrals are. Referral from a past client. Referral from my lender. Are you tapping into your lender? Lender should be sending you referrals. Referral from other realtors, referral, and then past clients. We call them repeat clients, right? I used to do these writing stuff pre-pandemic. Post-pandemic, it really hasn't been as fruitful. But yeah, and then open houses, only 2, right? Not nothing. They will grow into referral sources. Sphere of influence, 6 people. Sign calls. I'm gonna have a sign call agents. It wasn't represented already. Don't call me, call your agent. Referral from Sphere. Right, so let's sort of break that down even further. In 2019, I did 55 units. 8 of those are renters, 16 sellers, and 39 buyers. Okay, let's do the same thing. R&R means repeat and referral. Thanks, Elon. Okay, let's really focus on where my big numbers. 27% of my buyers. And I was very buyer heavy until maybe like this year. 27% were referrals from past clients. 21% were past clients themselves, so repeat clients. 13.5% were sphere of influence. Okay, and I got 1 lead from voluntary Hannah that year. It was very weird. You just happened to be the right place right now. Seller side, past clients were 17%. 5.9% referrals from the past clients. Referrals from realtor. How many of you are focused on realtor referrals? Yeah. Really important. That's like a untapped market. We go to Naked Campus Family Reunion. I love y'all, but I'm not going to see you because you're not going to send me referrals. I'm going to go hang out with people from across the country, and I'm going to build my deep relationships with them. I'm going to have lunches and dinners and everything with them. And it's not that I don't want to come to the greater PA region stuff. It's that most people are not going to send me referrals because they're going to take that business themselves. So why would I focus on it? So it's all about burning focus, right? Let's speed through this. Okay, 2020, 56 units, same deal. Again, 17% sphere of influence on that side and 17% on the seller side. Realtor referrals. Referrals from past clients are really big here. 32% on the buyer side and 17% on the seller side. Referrals from sphere of influence and past clients for rentals. I'm random. I don't really do a ton of rentals. 21, same deal. I did you feeling that? I gave me 3%. How many buyers is that? 1. Broken. Okay. Referrals from sphere of influence was 6%. 29% was a referral from past clients, or past clients themselves at 39% and 16% here. So it's staying top of mind. We'll go through how. 19% referral from realtors. 6 people. Again, this is why I focus on what I focus on. Same thing on that side, 1 on that side. Renters, no, I'm not really going to dive into renters if it's not my focus, but good to know. 22. I had 40 buyers that year. It's not fun. Right. You know, I have to say something. I used to think until this year that the buyer agents worked so much harder than the listing agents. My God, this year I've been to listings. I am working so much harder than I ever have before. Just want to say, way harder. I did not realize. 54.9%. Let's call 55 buyers, 36% sellers, 8% renters. Again, big numbers coming out of the referrals and the past clients. Referrals from past clients. That's my biggest piece of pie. Same thing over here. The past clients themselves and the referrals from past clients. And of course, the realtor referrals. Of course, I bought something, so that's always got to go in there. Same thing in 23. Big numbers on those buyers. What's my biggest piece of the pie? Tied. Referrals from past clients and past clients. Referrals from past clients and my second one over there, past clients. It's my big focus, right? Those people are making up my business every single year. I'm going to try to speed through. Okay, so now I throw in commission here because I thought it was really interesting. So, referral from past clients on the buy side, give me 10 in. Referrals from realtors, even that. That's a big number. I mean, real present last year. Referral from past clients last year was 6%. What was the big one? Past clients, those repeats. People who are selling and moving out to the birds, or selling a buy, or upsizing in the city, or downsizing. And we have commission. The biggest pieces of the pie are past clients and referral from past clients. Together, that makes up 50%. 15% was my referral from realtors. I'm sorry, this is so small after that. 10% sphere of influence. I mean, these are big numbers. Okay, so let's break it down. 84% last year. 84.4% was sphere of influence, past clients, referrals from realtors, referrals from sphere of influence, and referrals from past clients. 84% my business. That's a big number. 80%, and that's on the buyer side, 80% on the seller side. Allied resource. What do I mean when I say allied resource? Shout it out.
Vendors, title company.
Vendor, title company, yes. Your doctor. Does your doctor know you're a realtor? My doctor does. My allergist does. I get allergy shots so that if I walk into a place that has like 10 cats, I won't die. Right? And she said, you're my other realtor. I have another one that does this too. But she knows where I focus. So if she has someone selling, I always tell my doctors, break HIPAA. I do not care. Do you want it in writing? Tell them you have a great agent who happens to also be a patient. Totally good. That's really important. So in 2024, almost 82% of my business was sphere of influence, past clients, repeat, and referrals. Okay. So how did when you go to local networking events, which make me roll my eyes, I hate the word, but think of it like going out with friends. If you like your lender, you want to hang out with them. Put you on the side note, like this lender. He married her.
Before she was a lender.
Before she was. My lender's one of my favorite people. We chat. Not necessarily all about business. What?
Hi, Mom.
Oh, yeah. Call you. We're in a deal. It's cool. Okay. Title. If you're sending a bunch of business to an attorney or title, whoever it is, they should be giving you at least a deal a year. Just one. Really? To make you use them. Lawyers. Regular friends who are attorneys, people you know. You're in a B&I. Contractors. I send one contractor a ton of business. Every year, I get at least 2 deals. It's a reciprocal relationship. In the very beginning, working with someone, if I find that they do good work, they'll say, like, what can I do for you? I don't want money, because first of all, that's not ethical, or I think it's not legal either. But send me someone you know. If you come to someone's house and you go to fix their floor because they're thinking about selling, ooh, do I have a great agent for you? Give them my contact and train them. You got to train people how to introduce you. If you don't train them, they will not introduce you correctly. That's for sure. Movers. Do you have a relationship with a mover? I do. It's my kid's friend's dad owns a moving company. Great. Let's send people to each other. You get a call. What are they doing with their house? Cool. Let me train you how to talk to them.
Question?
Yeah.
Some agents in here may be thinking about this. Okay, so I do know a mover.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they have a ton of realtors that they already have a relationship with. So how do I go about that conversation?
I would ask them straight up, hey, do you have a relationship with another agent? Oh yeah, I'm friends with them. Yeah, oh. Are they really focused on their business? Because my focus here is to build reciprocal relationships where we can help each other grow. Would you be on board for that? I would just ask. I want to value you. I want you to value me. I want to make sure that we are growing together. And I want to plant the seed that they should refer me. That's really important. Ask. What's the worst thing that happens if you ask? They say no. Can you handle rejection? Yeah. So that's the worst thing you can do. Okay. National networking events. This is where I really pull a lot of my realtor relationship. For a family reunion, mega camp, if you're not planning to go to mega camp, rethink how to join us. The subgroups of family reunion and mega camp. So if you identify a particular subgroup, for me it's KW Simcha, I'm Jewish, so Simcha means happiness, and I'm going to go to the KW Simcha group. That's the Jewish one. There's Black Pound. There's Chispa, right? I'm not going to say it right, but Latino, Latina, I'm going to say it wrong. Guaranteed. Don't hate me. I'll never remember what it all stands for. There's the Rainbow Camp for LGBTQ+. Those are places where you pull networking from. You know, Ron, who was just standing there, they're going to Mega Camp, but they're not going to Mega Camp. They're going for Rainbow Camp, and then they're leaving. They're not even coming to the Mega Camp. Because for them, it's really important that they connect with other agents who are LGBTQ friendly. Because if they're going to refer someone, they want to make sure that the agent on the receiving side understands pronouns. Isn't going to be weird. This is important, right? So I would absolutely go for the subgroups. Spring and fall masterminds, for me, it's Gary's mastermind. I really try my hardest to like focus on the people who are there and really deepen relationships with them. Triple play, I've never been, but I hear it's wild time. So I would absolutely go to try to network. NAR Women's Council, Bill Tao, Cover You, these are all different conferences where you can go get to know someone from another part of it. Or another part of the world, really, because we have international stuff that maybe can't do. Going to these large conferences is like the greatest opportunity to learn. It's really about growing your own business. And so by cementing those relationships, right, I'm able to turn around and ask for support. There's all those Facebook groups where people post like, I'm looking for a realtor for this and this. And there's like 200 posts. Occasionally you'll see people just getting tagged repeatedly. I'm one of those people because I have built my deep relationships. People know that when they send my name out there, they know that I'm going to do a good job. And I'm not just like, maybe I work in this area, right? They know if they send me, you know, they put my name up there for Philly, I'm really going to do a good job. And I'm going to update the other agent all the way through the transaction. It's huge. So we all have those people that we connect with on that deeper level.
You should back up what you use too.
Which
Because
is
obviously I referred you,
and
you instantly respond.
instant. Yeah.
So that's an important factor in this.
Yeah. Speed delete. Right? You've heard this term, speed delete. Someone puts your name up there. I have my phone. I hate these. I hate it so much. But I have the alert set to on for this reason. Specifically so that if I get tagged, I can just say, even if I'm standing with someone, excuse me, 1 second, I just gotta handle it. Almost everyone's like, oh cool, just do you. Unless they're an unreasonable person, in which case I don't even want to look. And then I'll just quickly, hi, I'd love to help you. I have like a pre-written thing. I just copy paste it in, hit send. Great, I'm back. Takes me like less than 1 minute. Gotta be really quick. Speed delete. The first person to respond is the person who gets that.
I was just going to say about going to different networking events. When I first got started, Rob, he told me this. He said, go to a networking event. If your goal is to just meet 10 people, go get 10 business cards. Don't think about anything other than going to meet 10 people. Follow up with them the next morning. Add them on Facebook, community, Instagram, all the social media platforms.
Yeah.
And that's just an easy way to start building those relationships.
Yeah. For me, with referral partners, I have people around the country that I connect with on a much deeper level. Like I can be, I don't have to be like Alison the realtor. I can be like Alison the person, and I don't have to like hide who I am, you know, because I'm trying to win them over with business. No, I'm like legitimately real. You know, I'm. We recording. That's good.
I'm recording, but I'm
okay.
all right.
Cool. Well, one time, I'll just put myself on blast. One time, I stupidly left vacation did not clear out my backpack and flew to Austin for Gary's mastermind. Then I reached for a pen to write down what he was saying, and I pulled out a half smoked joint and two. And I looked at what was in my hand, and I looked up, and I looked around the room, and I was like, oh, shit. And I flipped my hands, and I put it in my bag, and the lady sitting right next to me will never let it go. They all make fun of me to this day. But it's like, these are people that I have deep relationships with. They know who I am. They're never going to be like, oh, I don't want to refer to her. They're going to like love me even more because I was like, oh my God, what a stupid idiot I am. I cannot believe I did this. Like, I'm human, you know? I'm not presenting as something I'm not. And that goes deeper. When you are true to you, people will be really respectful of you. That's my business in general. I'm just who I am. I am human. I definitely make mistakes. It's real. You just gotta own that. When that happened, everyone around me started making fun of me, but then they just like embraced me even more. Suddenly I got invited to like this person's that and this person's that. Oh, look at that. Suddenly we're deeper, right? Suddenly we're, yeah, I'm me. And they believe in me, right? Because they know that I'm doing this, but I'm also just like taking chill time on vacation. Because we mastermind together throughout the year, that means we have separate Zooms. So I attend like Gary's thing, but then like 10, I'm in a group text, it is muted because the man is that crazy. With like 12 ladies, I'm one of the 12, so there's 12 people in the group text. And we set up a mastermind like once a quarter, but we all get on. And we just talk about what's going on in our businesses. And we try to like come up with solutions to fix whatever issues we're having. So that's really important because now the next time someone in their market center says, hey, do you know anyone in Philly? Shanna Krause in San Antonio is going to go, oh yeah, I know Alison Simon. She's great. Let me give you her number. That's honestly how a lot of my agent-to-agent referrals work. Someone else in their market center is looking for an agent. It's like when people post on our Facebook, does anyone know someone in Puerto Rico? I saw that one. Right? So that's really important. Those referral groups, just said it. The other group for me, I'm in this one group where they vet people. They won't just have anyone. There's about 100 agents in there, but they're vetted. The person who runs that group, that's who they are, that's how much business they do, really like takes the time to get to know them before they turn around and add them to. But I know that if I'm in that group and I ask for someone in, you know, Texas and Austin, I mean, I have people in Austin, let me pick a place, Montana. But listen, they're gonna be like, oh, yes. And then we'll tag the person's name. This person's in Bozeman, you should talk to them. Now I know they've been pre-vetted, so I don't have to worry about it. I can just call them. So that's really important. So find your niche, find your group that you can be you with, and be real. All right. I already talked about, you know, Simcha, Rainbow Camp, right? Cool. So see where your niche is. Yeah, congrats on happening. All right, team network. Whether you are on a team or run a team, our teams just network for us as well. What does that mean? My director of operations comes to all of the national events with me. She's in coaching, so she gets her ticket for free. And she has her own network of fellow ops people. She has pulled in referrals from other agents because of the ops people. She connects with them. She masterminds. So they're all talking their ops stuff. And they get together in person and they know who to go to. So if I see her like, oh, we're going to have an outgoing referral to Santa Fe, she'll say, oh, wait, there's an ops in my group that has a team lead. You should talk to them first. That's really helpful. Great. Let's do that. She also spends a lot of time wearing her Salesy silly gear, which is pretty funny to me because I never wear it. She wears it all the time. And she has pulled leads from the street, from coffee shops. And, you know, that's a referral from my team, right? That's Mary doing her job. Wait, what is her? You said she wears a shirt though? She wears a shirt. It says Simon Sells Philly. Okay. And it says on the back, it says, ask me about real estate. Love that. And it says like Simon Sells Philly and her E logo on the bottom and everything. Yeah. And she's definitely like an introvert by nature, but she's doing her best to break out of that and be uncomfortable to get referrals because she's going to get a fee, right? I'm gonna give her the bonus for every lead she brings in. All right. So the real reason everyone came, right? Past clients, sphere of influence, staying top of mind. How do we do this? We heard Ryan Sawa's last team meeting talk about his 36 touch. This is mine. We do monthly newsletters. That puts you at 12 right away. I will own it. I am not great at writing my monthly newsletter. I have to write a statement, and I end up not doing everything. It's really hard. We were talking about motivation at the team meeting, and Mickey said, who in here is always motivated? I definitely can't raise my hand. I'm tired. I have an almost 5-year-old. I'm doing a big business. Sometimes I struggle with motivation. I'll own that. When he said that, I was like, yes. Motivation. Sometimes I need one. My butt. Right? DTD2. Anyone knows what that stands for? Doesn't even know what that stands for.
Do the database twice.
Do the database. Do the database. What does that really mean? Get in touch. So my clients don't like to be on the phone. Most of them are texters. DTD2 used to say you had to call to make a live connection, and I disagree. I think you need to meet people where they are. They're a texter, they're a messenger, they're an Instagram message kind of person. That's where you. So each time I get to the, and it's, it's sorted by last name, so like A and W, B and O, last name is what I'm messaging, and I just do have clients that cannot do my whole day. And I'll say something like, and mind you, I'm in my kitchen, sitting at the island, or I'm sitting on my couch. Hey, John, I just drove by your street on my way to show a house in your neighborhood. Did you ever repair the floor? Did you ever do whatever it is you... Send me a picture. I hope you're well. I did not ask for business, but what did I do? I reminded him I was a realtor. Without saying, I'm a realtor. I just said, I'm on my way to a blank. So it's a very sly way to just slide it in there. They don't know I didn't just drive by. They don't know I'm in my pajamas on the couch, right? That's really important. Event touches. We do 4 events a year. And usually we do 6 touches per event. And that's Mary, and sometimes she reaches out as me, and sometimes she reaches out as her son. Try to get people to come to the events and hey, we're gonna miss, oh, you can't come, that's too bad. We're really gonna miss you. Can you put the next one on your calendar? This is what it's gonna be in one. These are really important to just have people stay engaged with. And by the way, sometimes I do DTD2 or event touches, and someone will say, oh my God, I'm so glad you reached out. We just had a roof leak. Can you recommend a roofer who does X? It's like, oh yeah, I have a vetted vendor list. Let me get you exactly who I would refer. Birthday text.
Sure.
Okay, someone said something?
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
When you touch base with your database, just what stuff you come up with just to say what's up? Is it just, hey, how are you? How's your summer going? Or do you have a few extra things that you talking points?
Yeah. So usually with my DTD2, there's notes. So every time I touch base with someone, I leave a note. Here's what we talked about last. Or if they didn't respond, that's fine too. But here's what the message last. If I pull up, when it gets sent to me, here's your call list. It'll say maybe the last thing I talked about was a roof leak. Then I'll say hey, I sent you right a roofing. How'd that go? Did that work out? Because it's saying hey, I remember. It's been a couple months, but you're still top of mind. And then they feel like that's a personalized touch because I took the time to write the note. If you don't write down what you talked about, you will not remember. Especially if you auto delete text, which I do not keep.
And you said meet people where they're at. Do you try if they're good at the bottom of the phone, you really do call them?
Yes. Yeah.
You find that that's better, more you get more referrals that way, you get better conversation.
It depends on the person. Yeah. Sometimes just reminding them of a realtor is enough.
Just a question about one.
Yeah. Just to say hey, it is a personalized touch. It's not a hey, I just drove by Emily Street. Or hey, I saw, and I follow a lot of my clients on Instagram. Like, hey, I saw you adopted a cat. How's it going? Just thought of you as I drove by your block on my way to a listing appointment. It's just simple stuff. Does this work? He said it didn't.
Yes, be closer. Take 2 steps.
Okay. Every quarter touch your database. It's designed to make this easier. That's the whole point of it. This is really how I get the majority of my business. And I will say this, you'll notice that at the team meeting, my volume is up, my units are way down from where they were last year. But
Price point.
price point, yes, but also I was lazy on my DTD2 this year. Woo! Was I lazy? I was really, my child's having some sleep issues, hence why I'm exhausted. And so like that, I'll get to you in 1 second. So that caused my motivation to dip because I'm not getting enough sleep. You don't get enough sleep, you're just like everything cascades down. So that's why it's down. I didn't do my DTD2.
Do you block time for everything?
Block time for it every week, 3 days a week. But what happens if I'm exhausted? I actually, if I just take a nap for 20 minutes instead? Because that'll make me a better parent. That's really important to me instead of being a better realtor. You know, that's really what it came down to. And when we hit the midway point, I realized that our unit count was so down. I'm like, oh, wow, what is the difference here? And it was like, oh, me, I'm the problem. Yet again, it's people get very overwhelmed by large tasks. You hear call your whole database, tell me you don't like kind of freak out by them. Yeah. So it's really important to organize them into last names. So you really only have 10 to 20 people every week to get in touch with. And then it's less overwhelmed. I see your face. You look nervous.
No.
I have a weird face. Oh, stop. You do not have a weird face. Faith does not have a weird face. She's a love face. I really, really think just staying top of mind and meeting people where they are, I have to. There you go. Social media. Think about how often you're posting. Think about what you're posting. I will say this, I have 2 Instagrams, right? Science Philly and then my personal. My personal is private. It is for my friends. So if I'm gonna get political, it's not gonna be on Science Philly. Because I think it's really important to keep that out of that space. So I will be who I am, but maybe not invite some bad conversations. All within strategical thinking, shall we say? Okay, so with social media, what are you posting? Are you just saying like, under contract, sold? It's kind of boring. Are you teaching anything? Are you giving value? That's really important. I went on a listing appointment, and then like within a day, I forwarded my phones to the WhatsApp call. 100%. One of my flippers only uses WhatsApp. It's really annoying. I lost my train of thought. Oh yes. If you are not posting some kind of advice, it's really important. I had a listing appointment, and then like within 24 hours, she had followed me on Instagram, and I knew that it was because she wanted to see what it was before she agreed to work. And I thought that was really interesting. That she even clicked follow button, right? Most people will just ghost one. It's really interesting. So make sure you encourage people to just reach out to you for more information. Andrew?
There's a change to Instagram. I think it came a couple days back where Google's going to be pulling your Instagram content for SEO purposes. So if you're posting more educational stuff on Instagram, it's going to pull down to Google. And there's something you're supposed to flip on, which I'll get before this ends. But you have to allow Google to post your stuff.
Yeah.
And social media is also, it is your database. So go through who your followers are and cross-check and make sure they're also in the database.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to track people.
And then to your point, Instagram's actually enabled that by default if you have a business profile account.
Okay, it has to be a business profile account.
If it's a personal account you use for business, then you have to go pay. But if you set yourself up as like a digital creator or realtor, whatever you, as long as it's a business account, it's automatically enabled.
Amazing.
They
Top out my eyes. Someone gonna see comments?
No, I'm saying they announced they're gonna start pulling from your other stuff now. So I think when you search in Instagram, Like if you have a YouTube or TikTok, all of that stuff pops up too.
Okay.
But that helps you reach.
Popeyes. Sometimes it's important to do a Popeye. We schedule our Popeyes because I think it's kind of crazy to be like, knock, knock, hi, I was in the neighborhood. That feels just like a little aggressive for me. And for some people that feels comfortable, do what feels right to you. We schedule our Popeyes. So like, we pop by about 30 days after with a closing gift for our clients, usually our buyers, right? Hey, you just moved into this house. I'm going to give you some art because your walls, you have more walls than you did before. I think you might enjoy this. And I usually give some kind of local art that I've framed and I've spent less than $100. That's a must. Usually it's less than $80. By doing this, it's really important to make yourself top of mind. Some people do holiday drop-offs. I have a friend in Portland, and she does a pumpkin thing where she tells people where she's going to be, and she goes into different neighborhoods in Portland, Oregon, and says, hey, come get a pumpkin. And the kids come and they love it. She has the band decorated with like hay and everything. It's very cute. And she gets a lot of referrals. Free pumpkin people. There's, of course, pies. We've seen Pie Day. We've seen Thanksgiving. All that good stuff. You're going to say something?
Yeah.
Okay. I have done this one. People reach out, hey, I'm having this problem, close, da, da, da. And I'll say, can I come see it? And that's strategic. They think I'm doing way more than I am. And maybe I need to come see it because I need to recommend the right person, but also maybe I just want to see it. So sometimes I do that. Sounds like it could be funny. Can I come see that? Are you home? Great. I'll be over in 20 minutes. That's a great talk. You look like you are a hero. You're showing up for this one that I'm thinking of. It was like 90 days post-close, and they were having an issue. Ooh, can I come see? Client events. We chatted about it. Who does client events in here? Show me hands. Okay, good. Elon, what do you do?
You know, the fall fest. Sometimes I try to do a block party,
Love it.
on people's blocks.
What do you do now?
This summer I do a barbecue on house, and I fall pretty well. I did pop up last year, year before I did, Doppel.
Yeah. We do a Phillies game. That gets really well attended. We get that Phillies game sponsored by our vendors. We didn't spend any money on our Phillies game this year. That was good news. We do a Lynn Villa event. We bring photos to like the fall fest. We bring a photographer. And people show up. Man, sometimes you like text people on your DTD too, and it's like entirely blue, and they just like never respond to you. I have two great things. So number one, I was like, oh hey, wait a minute. Hope you're well. We're having this event. We're gonna have a professional photographer. I got a response. Oh my gosh, my wife just gave birth. By the way, I got married. And I was like, oh, congratulations. Oh, can we come with the baby? Please come. It would be so lovely to see. Reconnect with the ground just for that pajamas. Such a good thing to do. And then I referred him to someone in Jersey because he's not in Jersey. Okay? And he's gonna rent out his house. Amazing. And then here's one I got from someone recently. Someone's ghosted you, trying to get in touch with them. Have I offended you? Is the text to send me. Have I done something to offend you? No one is going to let that sit. Anyone you send that to is going to be like, no, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy. Now you can go to the more back in conversation. Great. Have I done something to offend you? So great. And then, of course, before and after the event, ask for referrals. Repeat clients. You saw how much business is from repeat, right? I strive, I really do, to go above and beyond for people. I tell them from the start, I do the promise script. I'm going to deliver top-notch, 5-star customer service. If I don't deliver, I want them to tell me. Every time I sign a buyer agency with someone, I say this. This has never happened, but in the event we start working together, we find we are not a good fit, we're butting heads, I want you to tell me. Because I do not want to work with someone who does not want to work with me. That is not a symbiotic relationship. Do you know how comfortable that makes people? Yeah, she really cares. She doesn't want to be at odds with us. She's not, transactional. She's relational. That's what that's saying, without saying. And make sure that I set boundaries for communication up front. So I tell my clients about my working hours and I train my team to reply for me if I'm out of touch, providing the illusion that I'm overly paying attention. So what does that mean? Right now, if I get an email, Rory is answering it. Hi, Alison's in the middle of teaching. She's got some appointments today, but she will definitely get back to you in a couple hours. People suddenly, they just see Simon Sells Philly. They don't always know it's something. Even though he says, hi, Rory here, people still assume it's him. Even if he responds to my emails. Pretty fun. But that's really important. When we come to post-closing, I send out lots of emails afterwards. Hey, I know I reminded you at settlement, but I'm going to remind you again. You're going to get a bunch of scams. If you get something and you're confused about it, take a photo and send it to me. You will never be a bother. I don't want you to pay for anything post-settlement. You get something in the mail and it's asking you for money, do not do it. Okay? And I always remind them about homestead 60 days after. So when do you ask for referrals? The minute someone is happy. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. Wow, you are amazing. Do you think I'm amazing? Do you think you could leave me a 5-star Google review? Oh, we didn't close yet. No. We just got a group. Yes, absolutely. I'll do that. You send them a link. Don't wait for closing. Shit can go wrong. Okay? Shit can go wrong between the time they were really excited and the time they got to closing. The minute they are really excited and they thank you, ask for a review. Ask for referrals during the process. Yeah. And do it in an authentic way, right? A lot of what I'm saying is be you, right? Be authentic to who you are as a person. So it does not feel comfortable for me to say, hi, do you know someone who's looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate? It just doesn't feel like me. But what I do say is, man, you're wonderful to work with. I wish all my clients would be like you. You have any friends who are looking to buy or sell real estate? Please, I would love to work with you. That feels like me. Because the language, right? And I'm complimenting. Love complimenting. There's nothing negative when you're asking for a referral. Different type of compliment, but right? Yeah. The promise script. Who knows about this? Good, I love it. We are going to deliver you such amazing customer service that you are going to want to refer us. We are going to assume if you don't refer us, that it's because we have done something wrong. And we'll want to talk about what we could have done. Truly, we do this. Mary will ask. Right? If someone doesn't leave us a 5-star review, they just don't leave us a review, Mary will ask them to use. Okay. Very good. What didn't I cover? What questions do you have? Oh, come on.
Can I ask you a quick, just random question? Under your repeat client side, right at the end, you said not everyone's going to be a great fit, and when they aren't, K-I-M. K-I-M.
Keep it moving.
K-I-M.
Okay, go on.
I didn't know if you just had a backline.
No. No, keep it moving.
Got
If they're not a good fit, do not force it.
Can you refer them to one of your colleagues?
I had a really pain in the ass person. I referred them to Jim Rush. I figured he'd disperse them to someone on his team. I'd eventually get paid. Or they wouldn't sell our house because they were totally unreasonable.
I'll take any client.
There you go.
Perfect.
Done.
Did he ask why you look for him?
Yeah. I said she's a pain in the ass. And he was like, no big deal, cool. And I was like, great. You're a problem, buddy. Now I'm on it. I just didn't want to deal with it.
Which part of all of this are you enjoying the most right now, and what part are you kind of begrudging every time you?
It's a great question. I really enjoy my client events. I like seeing people. I get to be there with my family. My son gets to be with me. He's a paid spokesman for our team, obviously. And if you don't know about that tax loophole, you should if you have a child. I really enjoy that because I get to bring my child with me to the event, and that feels good. I think that's probably my favorite. Also, Mary does most of the work to set up the event, so I'm not working as hard on it. But I worked really hard in the beginning to get there, so let's just okay. What's the most begrudging thing? Honestly, right now, DTD2, because I'm so freaking tired. My child is up so many times a night. I really felt very nice.
So your mom, I want to go to. Do you think, like, would you say that your time is consumed around your work ethic more? You feel like you get enough time with the child, or like how do you put that into your schedule? Because that's one of the main things that I'm thinking about.
It's really hard. Balancing all that is really tough. I've set up my work days so that I am working from like 9:15, so post school drop off, to 3:45. So that I am there and pick up. But then he goes to something 3 days a week, either it's soccer or swim. And when he's there, I can get some more work done. But I really do try to be present with him. What I've learned, as he's precocious, he's like, bye, client, if I'm on the phone. And it's really embarrassing, but people find it really funny. Bye, agent. Mom gets that an agent or a client. They hear him in the background. So it's endearing, but it's also like, oh, you know what? I'm going to let you be with your child. You're going to call me later, because people do understand. It's hard. I think you really just have to set firm boundaries yourself about when you're going to work. And so what I do is I do that, and then if he's asleep right around 8 o'clock, I'll come back online for about 45 minutes to an hour to make sure I've answered everything that I didn't get to. Is that, yeah.
So, in the beginning with your client events, did you have your lender pay? I'm really bad at asking for help in general, but especially just be like, hey, you want to pay for it? I'm planning one right now that's not fun. But I still got the funds. But it couldn't be happening if I could just be like, hey, I use you all the time.
I would just ask, hey, here's a great one. We're planning a client event, and I'd like you to sponsor it with me. Now you haven't actually directly asked for money. You asked for them to sponsor it with you. If you don't ask them to pay for anything, I guarantee you they're going to say, absolutely, how much do you need? Okay. Sponsor it with me. With, not for.
Right.
Right. Sponsor it with me. And then I would ask if you refer to an insurance person, if you refer to a title company, if you refer, like that's, you know? I mean, truly, our Philly stuff was paid for. Our insurance guy and our lender covered the whole thing.
Customer service, like providing exceptional customer service with 90 people is a big item. So like, who's included in your components at this point, and who's doing what? And you said you had multiple emails after settlement. So was your operation manager do everything of that now?
Not everything. She's doing a lot of it.
Coordination.
Yeah.
Also, there's not stuff.
So no, we don't. We outsource to Taylor Transactions, our training. She's good. But I mean, there's a lot of.
How do you make sure that that person's reinforcing your brand throughout the transaction?
Yeah,
they have
absolutely.
their own company to run.
They do. My logo's on the bottom of their emails with it. So that, and when I introduce them, I say, this is my transaction manager. She is part of the team. She's an integral part of the team. Please pay attention to her emails. She is going to carry us through on her. So you have two on my teams with me, my director of operations directly below me, and Mary manages the other 5 assistants. Marketing intern, college kid, 2 VAs, runner, minus TC. Even though the TC is not actually on our team, Mary is manager. So all of those emails that we've set up, it's a process. And Mary set up the process with auditing. When someone closes, Rory, our VA, or Nell pop in, and they schedule those emails to send 60 days for Homestead. If Homestead, we're getting close, like Homestead, I think the last day will probably be the end of November. So if we're getting close to that point, he might schedule it for 45 days, so big calls. Sometimes if you do it online, then you don't get it for a year. So we're really on top of that. So it's all set up, it's a process, a checklist. So once Mary came on board, she organized my chaos. So that's who's in charge of this. The other part of your question was, sorry, customer service, yeah. So I train my VAs to respond as me. We actually have templates. So if someone needs a response, he can just click, find the template, it's already pre-written in my voice, and fill in their name, and fill in whatever is missing, and hit send. So you don't really have to think. It's just a pre-created template. So if you go onto Gmail, you go to those 3 little dots and you click that, there's the ability to save whatever is in your composed email as a template. We have a template for buyer guide. We have a template for lender intro. We have a template for buyer reply to inspection. We have a template for an offer. We have a template for I'll get in touch with you later. We have a template. We have like you name it. We have a template.
And all 3 of them are watching your email every day?
Everyone has access to my KW. I also am, surprise, and everything forwards to a separate email so that I can make sure nothing got missed. So when I say I have back on at night, it's really, I just want to like make sure nothing got missed. People are human. People make mistakes. One time, Rory marked a listing lead red. He didn't reply. He forgot to mark it unread. I got back to her like he didn't. I still got the list. It's fine. But that, like that little stuff. And then we just say, hey, what happened here? Let's make sure this doesn't happen again. Remember, if you mark it right, you have to mark it up. Things like poor response.
So many agents, especially on the buyer front, feel like their entire value is wrapped up in when they're with the client physically at the home.
Oh, yeah.
I know you use different showing things. Which part of your process do you think creates the most stickiness for you and your clients?
You mean in terms of like toughness or sticking to their
I mean, with you, like
yeah.
Buyer
consult. Buyer consult, baby.
Yeah.
The very first time I meet with them, I create stickiness. I spend an hour and a half. At a minimum, it's an hour. At a maximum, it's like an hour 40 on Zoom with them. What am I doing? I mean, literally, I'm giving you my talk now. I'm running through the process. Hey, here's what it looks like to buy a home in PA. I want to show you my flow chart. Oh, fantastic. People love a good visual aid. I want to show you my flow chart of what happens when you go under contract. It's kind of like a decision tree. If we're moving forward, then you do a second deposit and you sign a change in terms. If we're not, we're terminating. This first deposit comes back to you. I am explaining it in great detail. I'm spending so much time with them because I want to create that stickiness. When I get to the part about like, hey, it's actually like one of the first things I say is, hey, so we set up tours for you. The tours are going to be either myself or my trained showing agent. Truthfully, the buyer agent says 50 things. The least important part of my job, number 50, is showing the house. The most important part of my job is negotiating, making sure you're getting a great deal, and making sure that everything runs smoothly. That's when it's important to have experience on their side. I deliver that with confidence. I deliver that like it is normal every day. I see Mr. Soft teaching, so I'm like, so that's what I said. And they're like, oh, that makes total sense. Literally, I've never had someone be like, you want to see it all? And occasionally I have those buyers who are like, you really want to put your eyes on it because you don't lose function. The split might be that. And I'll say like, no problem. I'm going to run through it tomorrow and I'll let you know what I think after I run through it. And the reason that I can do that is I can do 2 things at once. Be on the phone with someone, walk through the house and mentally make a note of like, okay, the 3rd floor is really hot. I should have installed a second system up here. This is going to need a mini split. That's an inspection issue. So all of that stuff. And then I can like quick say, hey, whenever you have a minute, I'll text you my thoughts. Let me know what you think. But it like doesn't need to be me on their schedule. And so I do the same. I've talked about the compliment sandwich. I really do a sandwich. Heavy on the buyer console, final walkthrough and closing. They see me in person then, and on Zoom then.
Where did you learn so much about construction?
I flipped a couple houses. I have a degree in house management. it's like a stupid degree. Who didn't tell me, hey, what are you gonna do with that art degree when you get it? Oh, metal sculpture, great idea.
No, mine's in fabric side.
Yeah, so you get it. So like, but the idea is like, with metal sculpture, you have to understand some sort of physics and engineering. You can't just like, you know, I did like a mixed media stone and metal class in college, and like, if you try to put a really big piece of granite on top of a little piece of rebar and you don't balance it right, like that shit's gonna fall right down. So just having that basic, I don't know, common sense is not common, but like recognition. And then like the more you show homes, the more, and like in your early, the more I showed homes, the more I saw shitty construction and the more I saw good construction and mid-level construction. If I showed a streamlined home versus a V2 home, I could tell the difference. Sorry to call it out, right? But that's really what it was. If I get to the top, I get to the like LVP and I'm like, whoa, that just dipped in really hard. Why didn't they level that? Like, come on. That's cheap. They cheaped out. So I think that's how. And so like the more new agents, the more you show homes and the more you like get comfortable looking at things, that's helpful. Also like follow your inspector around the home. First like year, you should never skip an inspection. First year in real estate and like be as glued to their hip as the buyer. You will learn so much about a house.
I have one final question.
Go ahead, me.
Sorry.
Thanks for asking questions. Everyone else is saying
As you look to grow and scale, obviously you have to take stuff off your plate. You can only have a million hours in a week. What's the next thing as you scale that you're willing to delegate?
Yeah, that's a great question because we're working on it right now. So I mentioned that I flipped to sellers this year, which is wild. One of the things I do for my flippers is I design their flips because I actually really enjoy it. It's like the fun for me. Like, let me lay out this bathroom so A, it sells, and B, I get to like have some artistic input. The problem is once I pick in my mind what it should be, I then have to drive to Horn Decor, and I don't have the time to go drive to Horn Decor and pick that out. So we're actually gonna hire someone to do that bullshit for me. And also to do some ISA work. So I get a lot of leads calling me from the internet, which is always hilarious. Like, where did you find me? I don't know, on the internet. Thanks. Glad that internet is working for me. And so I don't want to answer those calls and capture the leads. And right now, Mary is acting like an ISA, my house director. She's really good on the phone, but it takes her away from other things. So we're hiring someone to do both of those positions to help with it. Because I enjoy that, but it's also a time suck. You know?
When you mentioned the referrals from realtors, and you talk about the importance of staying top of mind, what does that look like for that portion?
Yeah.
So like you meet somebody and you make a connection with whoever, so from San Antonio,
Yeah.
how are you continue to foster that relationship?
So we have part of our command goes to referral agents, where we're like, hey, here's what's going on in the Philly market. And we also like, I'm really active in those like agent to agent referral groups that are like the Gary's Mastermind one, my women's chat, literally it's called Referral World, like a little subgroup. So those are the people I'm really in touch with. So that's what I'm doing. I'm like being very active in those chats. And I could probably automate it a little bit and like schedule sends and stuff. Do y'all know about the latest update on my phone with the schedule send? I've seen the next. Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
schedule send text. So sometimes I'll do that. But mostly it's like our command drip for referral engagements that we see.
Are you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are you doing any? I mean, I feel like I'm going to answer this with the whole presentation.
Yeah, go.
Are you doing any of like the cookies? I know all of us have probably received the emails of the people who are like, "Hey, referral business, I'm offering 35%."
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And all
I don't say that.
All that crap.
I'm not going to decrease my value.
Yeah.
I'm 25%. I mean, yes, if someone demanded 30, maybe depends on the price point, that's all about to work. But like, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, a video of me. Hey, just want to say hi. It's been a minute. Here's what's going on in Philly. You know, not gonna say go birds, but go birds. You know, like some really authentic thing that's gonna make them laugh and then remember me. You know, if I go to mastermind, I am definitely wearing a paleo empowered equal shirt, like at least one thing on. Because it like brands me as Philly without it. You know, like I don't have to say it, they just see it. Any other questions? And we all just want us to soft.
I wanted to help with Kate mentioned about feeling and asking the vendors because I, work with court as well. I know it makes you uncomfortable, but don't be afraid to ask because for us, especially as vendors, and Alison can tell you, she sends a lot of business to her vendors. The majority of the time, probably all the time, the answer is going to be yes. Because if you have enough clients to do a client appreciation event, means that you're sending a lot of business. And you can even reference that. I know one of our guys, Chris Hostel, he called us, he's like, hey, well, I've sent you this, because you don't even have to say that, because we know. What do you need? I need this. All right, no problem. So if you're sending them business, they'll be happy to. You're going to make that. If you're sending I don't know what their percentages are. If you're working with a lender and you're doing, 10 deals a year and you're using the same lender, for them to spend $500 or $1,000, whatever it is, to help you in your, that's a no-brainer.
That's one deal.
So,
Right. That's one deal.
Well, here's my question. What if you're not really sending them a lot of business and that's maybe you'd like to, but at this point,
I would still ask.
yeah,
I would
try to
still ask.
so
Yeah.
you're
Hey,
busy.
I'm trying to really deepen our relationship together. Would you be willing to co-sponsor an event with me?
then that's where we'll look. I'm just giving you the other point. That's where we'll look and see what you're doing.
Yeah.
So like, is this person, is she doing the activity?
volume. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like she said, okay, let me see what she's doing on social media. Is she posting? Is she, generating the business?
Mhm.
Now if you like, hey, I'm just trying to start my business and you're not doing any activity, it's like, what signs do we have that it's going to grow?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else to